boy, Kenobi. I want to thank you for doing the live stream. That's what we want to do today. You guys spent about an hour and a half with your boy, who's in the building. I'm in the building. We're going to play some video games today. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to grab, I don't know, 5 people. Give me 5. Yeah, let's get it. 5. Make sure you send the link out to us. Get them a like, comment, share, subscribe. And I also want you to make sure you subscribe. It's the first time here. Subscribe for our content. Why? Because that's what we do here. We play video games. We play more video games. And we play video games. So that's a lot right here. I gotta ask you before we do. Are you ready? Because it's so. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, fish and birds. I don't care if you're an alien. You are about to enter the show. Hey, what is going on, people? Lethal is in the building. What is going on? Ideal is in the building. Sanchez is in the building. What is going on, guys? It is good to see you on another day. Hoy es miércoles. Yes, today is Wednesday. And you know what I love to say? Vida es un partido. Vamos jugar. Life is a game, so let's play. Let's go ahead, guys. How you guys doing out there? Good to see you. I'm glad you can make it. You know what I like to do before we start? Make sure we share this. So let's go ahead. Let's open up a link, another link on the other side of the screen where you guys cannot see. And actually, we're just going to do it like this. We're going to bring it over here so you got, oh, check that out. That right there is called self-promotion, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do it. All right, here we go. Oh, check that out. Whoa, I'm yelling at myself. Yo, I need to relax. Yo, Rayla. All right, let's go ahead and share this. We're going to throw this on Twitter, right? And we are going to tell the folks. First, I think we should click up here, though. This is just me. If I can learn to type today. Can I type today? All right, we are live and in full. EFFECT. EFFECT. Let's go. That's faux. No. Let's go. Yay. And you know me, all the exclamation points possible. Let everybody know we're live. Get it out there. Let's go ahead. Let us get started with the show. I just want to fix one thing. Had to push back today. Sorry about that. We had some technical issues, but I'm pretty sure we got that fixed at this point. I was trying to see something with my comments because in last week's show, before we get started, everybody's comments weren't coming up. And so I was just kind of like, if I didn't get to a comment, yo, don't be mad at me. All right, with that being said, let me go ahead and do what I do best. Let me grab this invite link. Copied. I am going to go ahead. That's right. Duh. That's why we opened the other link. We're going to go ahead and paste that in there. Anybody can join at any given point in time. You can be a part of the show, be a part of the discussion, but we are going to jump into it as soon as I paste this link, and we are going to have a blast with it. Hi, chat. We're not trying to hide chat. Show chat. Yo, can somebody please explain to me what's going on? I can't see my own chat. Like, really? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Just had pinned message. Oh, check that out. It's shows Lion is in the building. What is going on, Lion? Great to see you. ¿Cómo está, mi amigo? We need to educate Cowboy about Metal Gear. Yes, we do. We will be talking about Metal Gear today. I know what I'm about to open up with is going to take up most of the show, but I'm excited for it because I feel like there's a lot of us that are wrestling fans, and I feel like we don't talk about this enough, and we should. All right, let's see. What's he say? He doesn't believe it's one of the most important games ever. It kind of really is. And you know what? Speaking of Metal Gear, I got something in the works with Metal Gear, but we're going to get to that. All right, ladies, without further ado, let's jump into it. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, really? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's do it. All right. These are the 5 wild predictions before the Royal Rumble. But before we even get to the Royal Rumble, can we hide this real quick? I just wanted that to be there for y'all to see when it came in. Can we talk about, can I find it? Yo, can we talk about Raw 30? Please. So first, now I don't know how true this is. I did retweet it, but I do not know how true this is. It says the first hour of WWE Raw 30, best hour of Raw in a long time, pulled in a staggering 2,635,000 viewers. That is insane. It also goes on to say, and a 0.80 in the P18-49. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no clue what that means. Just saying that. Lethal came. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Lethal is back in the United States. We want to thank you for coming back. Thank you for doing your country service. We appreciate that. Glad you could be here. But now I'm going to need you to come and argue this. I'm going to need you to put in the chat why you disagree and how Metal Gear was annoying. I mean, like, we got to talk about this. All right, but can we talk about, so I don't even know what that means. 0.80 in the P118-40. What does that even mean? Does anybody know what that means? I kind of really need to know. Like Mark Anthony, I need to know. Yeah, I got it. I know. You guys have heard it before. I know. I'm sorry. All right. Over 1 million viewers jumped from just last week, and it's the highest in years. Now, I'm just coming back into wrestling. I'm going to be saying this probably for the next year, so please don't be mad at me. I'm just reminding people. That way, when you're like, oh, my God, how did he say that? Keep in mind, I have not watched wrestling in about 20 years. I came back into wrestling with SummerSlam. I was thoroughly impressed with everything I saw. I thought some of it was like, nah. Like, I wasn't really feeling the Miz. I was like, yo, my man just wears like way too many bright colors. Like, dude, you got to do something with that, right? But then there was other things that were really cool, like Bobby Lashley. I love this intro. I love how Seth Rollins makes the crowd sing. Like, I dig all of that. I love it. I'm like, yo, this is really, really cool. All right. So then, you know how it goes on. You watch the pay-per-views or whatever. You continue to watch the show with something we started to do. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And I have to say, Raw 30, now keep in mind, I haven't watched in 20 years. That was the best episode of Raw I've ever seen in my life for millions of reasons, okay? Millions of reasons. Let's get to the comments real quick, and then we'll get into these reasons. Too much stealth for me, and I just want to fight. See, that's your problem. That's your problem. In order to be a good fighter like Snake, you got to sneak around. You got to get to Vamp. Do the QCC. That's what you got to do. And then after you do the QCC, you got to play the game for another 8 hours. That's how long it took me to figure out that you got to stab Vamp with the nanomachine thing. 8 hours, legitimately. But doesn't matter. It was a great game. All right, let's see. Is my mouse not working? It's not working. All right. That TV demographic, 18 through 49, represents age groups. Really? So if I'm seeing this and reading this correctly, 80% of people who watched were between the ages of 18 and 49. That's insane. That's really insane. I agree with Lion Lethal. This is legitimately blasphemy. All right? Just throwing that out there. They're having a good old conversation. Dude, you don't, what are you, Randy? It's a no for me, dog. Yo, really? All right. So, back to why I think this was one of the greatest shows. First, and I never even saw this coming. I don't even know how I didn't think about this. They opened with Hulk Hogan. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have ourselves my man, your friend, Holtz. What's going on, Holtz? Glad you can make it today.
I've just seen Metal Gear Solid in the description. So before I actually join, Rose, can we open a codex on a secure channel? I've got a message from the Colonel. You ready? Only you will know this. Life is a game. Let's play. Do you understand that?
Yeah, life is a game.
Okay. Secure channel.
We're gonna play.
We're all good. I've seen the Metal Gear. We're all good. I have to make sure these codex streams are all fine here, Rose.
What is going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. Just being awesome. Chilling, being playing a bit of Forspoken. And
okay, how you liking it? Talk to us.
I'm enjoying what it is. It's it's familiar to what I've actually seen before in loads of anime adaptations or like TV shows that I've seen. Like someone goes to a different world and it's a different concept from what they know. And to me, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the mechanics, and I'm really enjoying the character of the female protagonist.
Now, I want to ask you if you could compare it, because you said it reminds you of some animes that you've seen. If you could compare it to an anime or a video game that you played in the past, what would you give me?
We have to realize that with animes, you have to sit there and think to yourself like, Sword Art Online. That time got reincarnated as a slime. There's just loads with that mindset of what was the one I was looking for? Very famous one. Just slipped my mind then. Or like Shadow and Bone from the Netflix exclusive TV show where like you sort of go into this world where there's magic and it's divided to this sort of fancy realm. So it's something that I've always loved in other media, but when I've been playing the game, I'm sort of feeling it's a bit slow because I already know the idea of getting dragged to another fantasy world. But I'm really actually liking the mechanics and the character that I've never ever played before. So
this is funny for me with Forspoken. There's only one reason I didn't buy it, because I didn't have confidence in it. I'm so serious. I did not have confidence in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if it's on PlayStation Plus in the next 8 months.
Well, this same
rumored to be there.
Well, it's a good game that you can actually wait on. For example, to me, I don't feel like it's a bad game. What a lot of critics are saying, I do feel like it's a great game, deserves people's time if you love this kind of story narrative. And I mean, to me, when I'm actually, a lot of people are turned off by the main character, but to me, I'm actually laughing and joking. The sort of straight in your face attitude. She's from New York, Hell's Kitchen, so just being abrupt, not trusting anyone, and just constant loads of swear words in this fantasy. These people like, what do you mean by that swear word? They don't even know what a swear word is, and because she's speaking like she's from New York, I just love that sort of interaction. So I think it's actually quite funny. So to me, I'm like, I'm eating it all up. And now these game mechanics is like so similar that you would see in like Dragon Age Inquisition, Infamous Second Son, how you traverse in Spider-Man and stuff like that. So I feel like this game, I'm just running around, jumping off edges, zipping up cliffs, defeating enemies, and I'm just progressing really well where I'm not stuck. And I feel like it is progressing at a nice pace for a game of 15 hours. So I feel like it's a nice development of a game, should I say.
Okay. Holtz, 1 second. I want to go ahead. I want to bring in the king of content. You guys know it. It is the cowboy. Cowboy.
Listen, guys, I just want you to know that I was just going about my business, living life as I should. Epic, as course, as usual, and out of nowhere, I felt this energy. Like, you ever like take a knife and slit your wrist? Well, you shouldn't do that, okay? Because I never did that. But I felt this energy, and somehow I was like, move out my way. I've now entered the chosen zone. Woo! Guys, if you're not right here watching my man Obi Rose, hold on, I still got a shoulder injury. Just hold on real quick. Woo, that hurt. But if you're not here watching Obi Rose, let me tell you something. If you work out, guys, it's proven that being a part of the chosen zone builds gains. It's a proven fact. Like, before the chosen zone was a thing, dude, my shirts was all loose. And now look at me. The chosen zone build gains. So stop being the little baby that you are and tune in to the chosen zone, and you too will increase the beast. So I'm happy that this has been broadcasted. This message has been presented by the friends and family of Obi Rose Kenobi. All right. Write it down. All right.
What is going on, Cowboy?
Right, sorry.
We're just sitting here talking all things wrestling at the moment, as well as letting us know about Forspoken. Holtz, I want to touch back on the Forspoken, but I want to ask you a question. I know the last time you said you watched wrestling, but did you watch Raw 30? Oh, Holtz, you're on mute, brother. I don't know if he can hear us yet.
I think you got him muted because it showed.
Nah.
It showed. I can see the mute thing. I think on his side.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it probably didn't unmute. It probably didn't unmute when Cowboy was doing his dark intro.
Doing what? I was just saying that's how I feel when I get in that. Hey, listen. You want to build them gains? You got to get into the chosen zone.
I mean,
right?
I thought you could have started off like, like when Obi Rose gets on the stream, I get that tingle. Only Highlanders know. I don't know why, but I just need to be drawn to that spot because we have entered the chosen zone. You know,
Bro,
something like that.
listen.
And he goes into like a knife and like cowboy. What?
Yeah, when he's put out, if you ever slit your whoa, we gotta stop you right there, bro. Listen, we don't promote that.
Well, here's the thing. I seen Rose an hour before the show, bro. He was like so thin. The chosen zone came on. My man was like, rip the shirt off. Look at him. Hey, where your clothes at, bro? It's winter time.
So
no. Where is your clothes?
So listen, I gotta come clean. I wasn't gonna talk about this today. I gotta come clean, and
Okay.
I want to hear both of y'all opinion on this Raw 30 because we're not done with that. So, guys, I had to push back today because I had a system malfunction, and I mean legitimate system malfunction. I was gonna introduce the Cowboy as the best IT guy in the world that I know. I had to call Cowboy, and he had to help me fix it. But during that, I kind of had a meltdown. And listen. We're all people. We're all able to laugh at ourselves. And if you can't poke at yourself, nobody else can. And let's just say I have some deficiencies. I had a meltdown. And in my meltdown, I was sweating. So I had to cool off.
Okay.
So I had a
so your
hoodie
body
on.
heat is up high.
And it was like, I almost went like Kaioken. Like I was about to it was about to happen. Okay. Oh man. But okay, so while we're waiting for Holtz to get back, Cowboy, I know you saw Raw 30.
I've seen Raw
Cowboy,
30, bro.
talk to us. What are your thoughts? Talk to us.
Listen, what I loved was in the million of attendance. Bro, when DX came out, Triple H did his whole thing. Let's get ready to, bro, man, listen. How cool was it too? You know what's cool? Remember when Roman was laughing when Sami Zayn a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
If you seen Gunther, right? He's from another country and everything. You could tell he was a big fan of DX. Bro, he kept smiling, and he's supposed to be the mean-looking guy.
Yeah,
that might have been the first time he met Triple H in person. I don't know, bro.
No, and the cool thing about it was he was talking trash to him. He was like, "What are you gonna do about it?" I was like, "This is really cool."
He must have got to meet his idol that day because his character is supposed to be the mean dude.
Yeah,
from,
the mean.
he's not Russian, but he's from oh man,
I think he's from Germany.
Yeah, but Sandy's actually she has some of that in her. Start with an A, I think. Austrian. He's Austrian.
Oh, Austrian. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's supposed to be the big mean Austrian guy, and he was just smiling.
Yeah,
bro.
he was.
He was starstruck, bro. He was in the ring with DX, and they was like, "I don't want to fight him. Shawn Michaels like, "You fight him." That was cool, man. That was cool.
I thought that was really cool too. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was amazing. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then, there were so many things. Like, I wasn't expecting Hulk Hogan to show up. Hulk Hogan showed up, and I was like, oh, snap. But I went nuts when I saw Jimmy Hart. I was like, yo, my man Jimmy Hart is in the building. Hey, I said that building. Yo, had the bullhorn and everything.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is I really, really wanted to go because, from where we live, it's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't go, but I know it was lit, man. That was so amazing.
Can I come on here with a bullhorn from now on?
Yeah, if you want. I mean, hey, that's your prerogative. I don't got to hear the bull. I mean, you can squeeze.
The chosen zone.
Yo, my man. You gotta love it. All right. So I want to ask you about a couple of scenes here.
Okay.
First, we all know this one. We know what happened. Okay. We know what happened. Yo, did you think this is Jay, right? This is Jay.
Yeah, that's Jay.
Yeah, did you think Jay was gonna stand up for him? Number one.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. So that was so cool. My man Jay was like, I presented my own exhibit. Exhibit A. I was like, yo, and the story was so cool because Jay was the one that never trusted him.
He didn't like him.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Yo. So hold on. Whoever is you guys watch wrestling, bro. It's a show. That's all it is. It's a show. It's written and everything. It's a show, man. We love it.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. This is when I knew that this was amazing. I'm being dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
When Paul came out and he showed his true colors. I never liked you, Shmuley, blah, blah, right? But then when he was like, let me present my evidence. And yo, they was going back to stuff from before I was even watching. And it hit me. Yo, you know how good of a writer you have to be to write a story that in detail?
Yep.
Like 8 months up the road.
And then have the actors keep it going.
Nuts.
And mind you this, the actors have to not only keep it going, but remember, it's live. It's not recorded. This
it's not recorded.
Live.
Exactly. So, like, you know, like, I don't think, and this is just me, I could be wrong. I don't think the whole thing, him saying that's not so oozy, I don't think that was like their idea. I think they wrote that and they were more or less like, yo, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Yep. And so, and then they did it and they saw it work and they're like, oh, crap. Like, they almost break character like, yo, oh, crap, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah. And then, you know, so is not only, right, is this stuff is written, but they do get the liberty to ad-lib. So that's what make The Rock special, because The Rock used to just say his own. Yeah, he said his own stuff. So they, at first, when he was Rocky Maivia, he was always saying to them, I feel, let me say my own stuff. They was like, no, you got to follow the writers. So he was the cookie cutter guy, and then eventually they said, okay, we're gonna let you see what happened. And my man just start, you know, he's at the mouth, right? So it blew up. So I think the Uzi thing was probably just gonna be some funny, not funny, but corny, and the fans loved it.
The fans took it and
make or break the wrestlers sometimes, man. Most of the times, actually.
Yeah, you know, Go ahead, Holtz.
Yeah, that's the way I've seen it, because I've not watched it since like the Rock and Triple H and stuff like that. And when I hear that messaging, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, that is when I realized I really love the showmanship of the wrestling. And when I'm hearing news banter, you know, years later, it makes me want to tune back in just to see because I really had a ball with all these characters, should I say, professional wrestlers and stuff like that. And to me, it makes you want to join in just to see how season by season these wrestlers evolve with the screenwriting and that, because like I said, it was one of the best times of my life, sitting off with my friends and always talking about the latest pay-per-view and then what happened on SmackDown and Raw and blah 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 blah. And I feel like it's just great to still see that this franchise is still going on, even though we all know it's scripted from literally 10-20 years ago. So
so this is the real crazy thing. I came in at a very weird time, because apparently, I don't want to say the company was doing bad, but apparently a lot of wrestling fans that I know, they've all said to me like, yo, you came in at the greatest time ever, because this is not what it was. And so like, I'm seeing people be brought back that I never knew he was there. Cowboy told me the Bray Wyatt story the other day, like, because I was like I had people texting me like, yo, you don't understand how great of a moment this is with Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker. And I'm like, yo, the Bray Wyatt I know, I ain't even seen this man lace up his boots. I hope he can fight the way his gimmick is. Like, and so like my man's like explaining this to me, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts. And he's like, yeah, he's kind of like the new Undertaker in a sense. And I was like, oh wow. So it's like a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Do you know what I love when I see shorts on YouTube and stuff like that? When you've got all these new, well, not new, but they've been there for a few years, and they're saying they are the WWE. And I love when all the legacy characters come back and they always like, you never told me how to wrestle. You never were the first ever person in this match. Don't ever think you were the only person that defined WWE. And I just love how the way the legacy characters can still be relevant.
That is cool.
They're older, but they're still putting like shut your mouth. I'm older than you. I'm wiser than you. And then in the end, they can't shut them up. So they go down and just give them the move set. And it's like, wow, I can't believe these legacy characters can still do the moves and the mindsets to actually put people in the place. And I feel like that's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
I want to say this, as we're kind of talking about like legacy characters and trying to build a character, I'm assuming, and or I'm saying, and like, I don't know how this is done, but I've heard like, if they love you and they cheer, you make money. If you can sell, you make money. If they boo you, you make money. It's like weird. Like, how do you, like Bailey? I love when she like comes out and does it. Like, I love that. I just think it's hilarious. Yeah, because like she just like get right in your face, and it's like, yo, you're really doing that right now. Like,
if I was a wrestler, I'd rather be booed. I'd rather have that sort of bad man mentality where people boo me, but they know if I'm not on the stage, if I'm not in that ring that week, they know they're missing out. So I'd rather be the person, boo, but they're like, come on, you all love me. Yeah.
And that's why I got to give credit to The Miz, because dude, he make you want to punch him in the face. Like he sells a really good a-hole bad guy that you're like, bro, I can't stand this dude, but it's like he's winning, you know. And like they say, there's nothing bad. There's bad press is still good press. Long story short, when nobody's talking about you, that's when it's bad.
I'll say this as we're talking about, you know, selling and this guy right here. This guy right here, LA Knight. This is my dude. I love LA Knight. He is such a douchebag.
Cool to him?
He comes, hey, let me talk to you. Hey, shut up. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Cowboy wants to come on my show and talk to us about wrestling. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
What's cool about him is he feel like a character that was ripped out of the Attitude Era. Like
he does. It's like,
his mannerism, the stuff he say, is like he's out of the Attitude Era. Now, sometimes when he's speaking, bro, he sounds just like The Rock. And I kept saying that. Then there's a short online where he was on that show that The Rock had on USA Network. And he was on the show as a contestant, and people would get them confused because they sound alike. And so he did like the voice, just kind of, he was like, yo, that's my voice. And I said it, and then I said that for months when he came out, and I was like, oh, wow. There's actually a short. I got to find it so you can see it. But.
Well, I mean, I was laughed when they broke character and I actually heard the wrestler's real voice, and I was like, wow, they sound more genuine than like what they would do.
Undertaker.
You know what I mean? And it's like, every day. And like, so I wonder, like, when these new wrestlers come into the business, I wonder if they've got a choice to say, this is my real voice. And they go, no, we need to be deep into this, my real voice. And how long do they have to sort of create this image before they actually wrestle a verse match?
Well, the thing is, they have to be a character. So the thing is, WWE is big on characters. Now, notice back in the day, it was real characters, like like you said last night, IRS. He was a tax man. Junkyard Dog was a Junkyard Dog. Could beware. Like, so people was like more of a character. So as wrestling evolved, they still want you to be like a character, and so you're supposed to have a voice. You're supposed to have a whole.
You got to have a thing about you. Which is like, that's why I love LA Knight, because like I can't really figure out what he's trying to be like. Because remember, he was with the Max Male model.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I'm tired of this. He gets fed up and he's like, yo, I'm out. And now he comes out and he's picking a fight with Bray Wyatt. And it's like, yo, wait a minute. And for me, I'm like, I'm like, who is Bray Wyatt? And, I love the song he comes out to.
Is it the
wrestler? Like everything about Bray.
Is the wrestler that finds that they're not for the faction, or is it the script writers that sort of says we need to put you in a different direction?
No, so the script writers.
The script writers.
The script writers. The script writers write you first. In order for you to change your script, you have to go to management and request it. Matter of fact, did you show me? No, Lion. Oh, in the chat, Lion put a video of Bobby Lashley. You'll like this, Rose. A couple months ago, or a year ago, Bobby went to management. The video's in my thing. And he asked management, he said, listen, I got a storyline. What if I just gained like 70 pounds and I got out of shape? And then MVP came and was like, yo, you gotta get back into it, because he just started losing. And he had to get back into shape. And they was like, you think you could do that? He was like, and he's the most chiseled guy in wrestling.
Yeah, but that dude, do it. Yeah, I feel like he was bored with just being chiseled. He's like, screw it.
Lion put that in the thing yesterday. So, and management said no to it. So he actually told the story. Management was like, nah. So yeah,
that's crazy. What is going on, Chariot Man Gaming? Glad you can make it. I want to take this time right now to say to everybody, make sure you do like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to join the show, the link is pinned at the top. Speaking of scripts, I want to ask both of you, and Holt, I know you said that you don't watch as much, but you might know a little bit about this. But I want to ask both of you. I'm just going to click on this picture.
Okay.
Where do you guys think this storyline is going? But before you give your answer, I have to read this. I have a friend, not going to say his name. We'll just call him Night Shift, simply because he works on the night shift. That's his thing. He's a night shift kind of guy. That's all he does. I don't know why he works on the night shift. He just works on the night shift. In any case, this is what he said. He thinks, due to storyline purposes, Sammy is going to be the one who should dethrone Roman for the belts. Now, before y'all go, this is what I think is going to happen. I hope and I want to happen. I'm praying for The Rock to show up okay? Because I don't feel like, and I understand Cody Rhodes is going to get the belt. I mean, I get it. You know, that's all he keeps saying. Everybody knew the plan coming out of WrestleMania. Man, I got Cody Rhodes' promo tattooed. Okay, I know it now. All right, I get it. But I don't think that they should let Cody beat Roman for the belt. I feel like it's got to be a megastar. And so I feel like The Rock is going to win. I think he's coming back. Or I'm going to throw something crazy out there. A really, really crazy one out there. What if, and I don't know if this is possible, what if Dean Ambrose came back and won the Rumble to challenge Roman to kind of get that whole Shield thing done? I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know if it's a bad. I don't know.
Guys, you have to explain this to me because I've been out of wrestling for so long. I mean, before like Dwayne Johnson was like a movie star, and Batista was in Marvel movies and stuff like that. What happens when these guys win the belt? Did he sort of carry on due to a contract until they lose the belt, or do they just sort of say, "I need to disappear. Here's the belt back"?
I think it's a combination of all that.
Yeah. So here's the thing: when Cena came back a couple years ago, when Cena was still a wrestler and Rock came back, Rock barely was on TV. So they have to get it with their scheduling. It's just something they have to ahead of time. They have to get it with their scheduling. So notice that those years when The Rock was around for 2 years, right? He didn't put out as many movies that year. So your scheduling, you can't have scheduling conflicts because once you become like, all right, perfect, more modern day time. People got so mad when Brock had the belt because Brock was doing so much stuff, but Brock has such a big name. He was like, I'm only showing up for pay-per-views. And if I show up on a Raw or a SmackDown, I'm not wrestling. So the thing is, it's all about the schedule conflict. So the thing with The Rock is he put out so many movies. Well, I think he's slowing down though. Go ahead, Holtz.
My problem with pay-per-views is, and it really frustrated me, is because they had the most epic matches, and you'll see a person literally, so fatigued, just took so many finishing moves, and he get back up, and that lasts so long. Then a week later, they've got the belt, and then someone will showcase, I'm going to challenge you for the belt in the next pay-per-view, and he took one finish, and they're down, roll on the rope, and I feel like, oh my, what's happening here? And I feel like there was a different power level, should I say, between a pay-per-view event to a weekly match, and you think, you shouldn't have just took one hit and went down rolling on the floor when you were acting so big a week before.
I'm going to tell you why. So you got to look at it like this. A regular match is just a regular match, right? You hit me with your move, oh, you pinned me. But that's why pay-per-views are special. You're supposed to have so much adrenaline that your regular move that you would have beat me 5 days ago cannot keep me down because it's for the big belt and everything is on the line. Come on, Holtz. That's the way it goes, man.
Listen, I got to see one of my first pay-per-views in a long time with SummerSlam. And I'll say this. After watching that, I looked at all these people who wrestle completely different. I seen women literally fight for an hour. For an hour in a cage. I was like, oh my God.
To me,
I can't do that.
To me, it was always WrestleMania, then SummerSlam was my next favorite after that one. Did you actually have a certain event that you liked over the year that could sort of beat WrestleMania or SummerSlam?
Yeah, so for me, my favorite style of a match is elimination matches. So Survivor Series was my favorite. And I was upset this year because they, for the first time ever in history, they changed Survivor Series and they added that, which was still a good match, but they added, I forgot what the match is called with the two cages. So, yeah, that was my favorite. Now the Elimination Chamber is my favorite match because that's 6 people in this hellish of a monstrosity built where every so often another person comes out and you keep going to there's one person left because when you get pinned or submit, you get eliminated. So for me, Survivor Series was my favorite. But go ahead, Rose. You have a favorite pay-per-view?
So when I was a kid, I always liked the whole idea of the Royal Rumble. That's why, like, I'm super pumped. This Saturday is happening. I'm telling you right now, my phone is going off at 5 p.m. Nobody will be able to get in touch with me. I'm being dead serious. And I cannot wait for this. I haven't seen this in 20 years. I'm ecstatic. So far as a favorite match, no, I just like a good story. Kind of like this. I'm like, cool. It's cool, in this story where, this dude, they don't know if they really trust Sammy. And to make matters better, it's like Roman has actually had the belt for so long. But the way I understand it is, if you have a belt, you're basically the employee of the month, right?
Yeah.
So how do you be the employee of the month? Simple. Sell your image, sell your character, sell your icon, sell who you are. You know,
I mean,
Roman Reigns isn't Roman Reigns without the bloodline. I think that
Can
was
I show
written
this to
probably
Holtz real
late.
quick?
Now, I
I
don't know.
apologize.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This is what I do on my channel. I'm not saying this your channel is my channel, but
Yo,
Holtz
hold
just
on.
happened to be here. Holtz,
Hold
he
on,
made
hold
homemade
on.
quesadillas.
Ooh,
Alliance
quesadilla,
says
yeah.
his favorite is the ladder match.
Yep.
Cherry Man says it was nothing like the early 90s of the WWF. That's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
to me, I mean,
WCW was all right as well. Watch
it's
party, no watch party.
It's amazing.
LA Night Ron. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
It's amazing that you just said that you've got a huge, like, the women wrestlers can last an hour and perform just as much as the men and stuff like that. Because the last women's matches that I watched were like Trish Stratus, Kat, China, and that's going back to like literally years ago when it was like
20 years ago,
like 98, 99.
Yeah. And it was like
Maybe
5-minute matches, and it was over, and they were there just for sort of like, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll say this, Holtz. It's completely evolved. If you're worried about the peacock, wow. If you're worried about the pay-per-views, you kind of really don't have to. If you subscribe to Peacock, and over here in America, I think it's like $7.99. You get all the pay-per-views and all the wrestling things. Now, I'm not telling you to go and watch it, but
No,
if you're bored and you got Peacock on Saturday, bro.
I do really feel like this, like, because no joking, like me and my brother and my other brothers, you know, I've got 2 younger brothers and that, and my cousins, we were just so in awe of wrestling, and it was only a few months back that we started speaking about it again, and we're in our 30s now, and we're just laughing and joking at the time. And I think it's, well, like you just said then, Rose, it's a time to come back and maybe sit down with some snacks and just laugh and joke between friends and go, let's just see what happens. It was all fun back then. I mean, I'm getting that love from like sort of soccer, football, but I feel like I need that little bit of a hit where we can sort of laugh and joke about other stuff. So if you're saying legacy characters like The Rock might come back in, no joke, if The Rock came back in, I'd have the big cheesiest
but he
grin
wouldn't
going.
stay though. If The Rock
No, I'm just trying to say, but in that
yeah.
instance of like that, he plays his music, I would have a big grin, and I'm like,
you hear that? If you smell, yo, goosebumps is going throughout the whole crowd. Yo, you gonna feel it. You gonna go crazy. Let me ask Holtz a question though.
Let me ask Holtz a serious question. So, Holtz, if The Rock came back, you legitimately would start watching again?
No,
it doesn't matter what you
Yo, I didn't see that coming.
But you know what, right?
I didn't see that coming.
You're brony.
Right, my younger brother, he really loved wrestling. He's 4 years younger than me, and he used to own all the WWF wrestling CDs.
Oh wow!
And what he used to do was he used to call you in a room, right? And he used to already plan the script in his head, and you go, come here, Holtz, come here, for example. And then as you walk in, what you want, I used to play, you know I'm sweet, you know I'm sick. And he used to do like the, you know, and you used to laugh and you used to laugh and go, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then a week later, he used to call you back in, and then he would do like sexual chocolate by, you know,
was that Ahmed Johnson who was sexual? Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
And
you think to yourself, and then the week after he'll do something else, and you used to think to yourself, every week it was just like a comedy show, and he used to do with the wrestling move. And but in the end, that, because here in my street, we used to actually have a hardcore belt in our street, 24/7. It was made out of carpet, so everyone used to have the CD, so you could walk down my street, and everyone used to just run out the street and just wrestling on concrete.
Oh man, guys, I gotta ask you this, and then I'm gonna take it over to video games, but we're gonna start with a wrestling video game. So all right, I gotta ask you this, since we're talking about the music and you did the Shawn Michaels song, I gotta ask, I'm gonna give you 2, your favorite intro and the one that you think is the best. Just because it's your favorite doesn't necessarily mean it's the best.
Okay.
All right.
Can I go?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
You got to give us a little rendition. Did you mute yourself? You just muted yourself.
I got it. I had to do something, but just hold on real quick. All right, first of all, my favorite wrestling intro has to be I walk alone, my man Batista. And then, bro, Rose, you got to do your homework. I'm going to fill you in, bro. Now, you know who Finn Balor is, but
oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Let me, hold on. I forgot. Hold on.
So listen, you know who Finn Balor is, but you don't know who Finn Balor is. Finn Balor has had when he first came out in NXT, and I'm going to show you a video. It was the most impressive intro I've seen since, I don't know, Undertaker back in the day. Bro, he has this thing, and he doesn't do it no more, but he has an alter ego he called the Demon. And his music, and he would come out, it's like, dun, dun, dun. It's the music you have now, but the original. And he would stop, and he would go, he put his hands up, and the lights changed, and the whole audience stand up, and they do it at the same time, and he would turn around. Dude, it's so epic. I know I look silly right now because you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but it was epic. All right, I'm sorry.
All right, let me bring the panel back.
I'm gonna send it to you, bro.
Send it to me, because I don't know, man. I'm not. Listen. I got my Holtz. What about you? What do you got, Holtz?
I mean, it's just so many in my mind, because like when I think about the first CD, the first like D-Generation X, and Jericho's theme song, and I used to always love. And then we have to think like when. Because back then wrestlers sort of had like rappers and high prestige singers to come in, time to play the game. And I thought they were so, and one that used to always make me laugh because I used to hate him as a character, but I sort of totally respect him, was Kurt Angle. No one used to walk in with like that friggin' Olympic music, and he's like, June. And it's like, do you know I won a gold medal? Woo!
What a freaking neck!
You used to think to yourself, what a but you loved them because of showmanship. Because in the end, he was going up to the audience, people are booing him. He's like, you gotta respect the gold medal. And you think to yourself,
oh man.
I mean, we all tried, like I said, Triple H putting the water.
Yeah, the water. I seen a clip where who I think it was The Rock. He was like, hey, don't you spit that water out. Let's get this match going. I was cracking up. I was like, yo, they really messing with him. But listen, I gotta say this.
Hold up, one thing, Rose. We never answered. You asked us how do we think things are gonna go with Roman, the storyline.
Oh, yes, this is true. Yes.
So I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn eventually going to team up, and they're going to take the belts from the Usos. So I don't think Sami's going to take the belt from Roman, but they're going to take the tag team titles because they was best friends, like in real life.
Oh, so you're going to kind of make it like Sheamus and McIntyre. Yo, I got to say this. Yo, McIntyre's song goes so hard, yo. He throws the sword up. I'm like, yo, this dude, I cannot believe it. And I love the whole thing with him and Sheamus. What is it? Brawler? I can't even get it out right now. I can't.
The Brawling Brutes.
I can't think of the word. Beat down? Not beat down. It's banger. After banger. I couldn't think of it. Banger. I was like, y'all sit here glitching like beat down after. No, that's not gonna work. Brawler after. No, that's not. Oh, it's banger. Yeah. But okay, cool beans. Holtz, do you know what's going on in the story or no?
No, not the story. I mean, the news that I actually seen in wrestling, sort of like Vince McMahon is considering to sell whatever and stuff like that. I see clips, but it's nothing that I'm actually too invested in. But like I said, the more people that sort of engage in conversation and you're really hyped for it, the more it makes me remember the days when I used to be exactly like that. And I thought to myself, I don't know why I sort of moved away from it. Maybe it was because the costs and it moved to when he split like SmackDown with Raw and moved away and he do it on different channels and
different
stuff like
networks
that.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because in the UK we couldn't have them all. We're here, it used to be on Sky One. So in the end, I used to be able to watch Raw on Friday and SmackDown on the Saturdays, for example.
Oh wow, that's super crazy.
Yeah, super
Mr.
crazy.
Urban is in the building. What is going
Urban.
on, Mr. Urban?
I mean,
Good
it
to
used
see
to,
you.
it used to fill your day in perfect. You know what I mean? To have that like 2 hours ish, and I think when they changed networks, I think that's when I started realizing that I couldn't watch it live, not live on a like sort of.
Yeah, Holtz, were you ever watching it when John Cena was there, or that you stopped watching before? John
Yeah,
Cena?
I was there with John Cena as well. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think John Cena when John Cena started winning stuff.
What's going on, FCAT? Good to see you.
When John Cena was winning stuff, that is when roughly I sort of tapped out.
Tapped out, literally.
Yeah, literally. John Cena was like, "Holtz, tap out right now." I was like, "Ah."
And then Holtz looked at John Cena and said, "You can't see me because I'm
You
gone."
know what? I'm that fast. You won't see me for another 10 years, John Cena.
Another 10 years, right? So I have to say this, because Holtz doesn't know the storyline. I'm going to move to the next question about the music, theme music. Okay. I personally believe the best theme song of all time, Ted DiBiase. He would just come, money, 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 money. And then he had that laugh. Yo, that was, I think that was the best.
Now, but you didn't ask what's the best. Well,
yeah, I did.
Okay,
yeah, I said you can have a best and a favorite.
Intro, but you said intro.
Yeah, that was Ted.
Okay, I just music.
I explained the intro and stuff like that.
Was.
If you just saying music, me personally, Edge music is by Alter Bridge. And that's a regular song, but on this day I see clearly. And that the drums, the guitar, oh man!
I mean that was one of my famous.
Another one who I think he's going to show up at the Rumble too. I just want to throw this out there, Mr. Urban.
Really?
I think yes, I do. Because I was watching AEW when CM Punk kind of got suspended for the fight, and the way I understand it, CM Punk had nothing to do with it, and then like he had to vacate the belt. And I don't go in behind the rumors. Like, I don't know if he signed a contract with him. I don't know none of that. Like, I try to stay away from that because that takes away from the show for me. But I haven't seen the dude in AEW, and I haven't really seen anything on him. So I could see that coming back.
Okay.
Ideal. Oh, wait. Mr. Urban says, CM Punk said, we talking about Ideal says Kane's theme Slow Chemical was fire, literally. It did. Fire did come up. Go ahead, Holtz.
I mean, to me, whoever actually publicized these songs, who actually ever went to like the and said, "Do you know what? We need to put these songs on a CD because people are going crazy for these introductions," was the right marketing tool. Because I remember, like I said, when I bought the first album, second album, then my brother carried on buying albums, and it was just that point where you have to realize all these big artists wanted to label themselves with that wrestler, and I thought it was just so epic. Right. So
I had the rap album, Holtz. Remember they had one album where every song was remixed, but it was like rap.
Yeah,
that was cool. And they had big name stars that was actually doing the people's songs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That the only song I remember that was actually, well, now that I know a few more, was the It Doesn't Matter with the Rock and Wyclef Jean. I was like, I can't believe this is a song. I really could not believe it. But it was great. I loved it. It was amazing. But I want to say this. My favorite song is Razor Ramon's walkout music. That happens to be my favorite. It will always get me. There's no words. The way I understand it, there was some dude who did like all the music, and he would just record it and give it to Vince, and Vince would take it and run with it. So, all right. But guys, I want to ask you about this. We got to talk about this. This WWE. We got to get into the games. We got 10 minutes, so these might be fast takes. All right, so let's talk about WWE 2K23. What do you guys think about this? Thoughts and opinions on it?
I think it's early for me to tell. I think the teaser that I seen just looked similar to what's already out. I personally think WWE games should take 2 years. They should just give you DLC for 2 years. It's coming out a very next year. It seems like not much change. Now they're trying over the last couple of years, they've been changing controls, they've been adding new match types, but back in the day, they had all of that, and then they start to strip away so much, and every so often give you little by little. I'm gonna buy it anyway because I'm a wrestling fan. I only ever missed one game, which was the one before they took a break. So I think that was 2020 because they never made 2021. So yeah, it doesn't look impressive yet. I do like the whole John Cena storyline. He it pretty much they're gonna let you play as people against John Cena in his showcase mode, which is like his story. And it's like, oh, these are the people that I lost to. And so he's saying, see if you could be them and stop me from beating you this time. And I think that's a good spin. They once had an Undertaker mode where the AI was like so hard. And it was literally, they was giving out like a prize to see who could beat him in a certain amount of time. That's how hard the AI was. So,
that's
that was a real thing. That was a real thing. So, but it just looks like what we have now. So nothing gets me excited besides it's the next game and I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Cowboy that they need to take a break every 2 years, 3 years, and sort of because it's same with any sports game. They're becoming too fatiguing, aren't they? Having the same thing with a little bit of change in mechanic and a little bit of touch up of it's not revolutionizing the sort of game. But yeah, I remember back in the day, really customizing my character. Then you progress. I preferred progressing through as my character, and then having sort of factions, teammates, and I could sort of diss or hype other characters, and I sort of had this love-hate relationship, and that's how I built up my factions. I'd rather have that take than have a John Cena or an Undertaker take. But I know that could be saturated for a lot of players because it was done in the sort of noughties and stuff like that. So I just really want to see, just good storytelling that will get me back into a wrestling game. But to me, it's not about the main story in wrestling; it's about the multiplayer. So the more you guys talk about the wrestling, the more it makes me want to just buy the game at full price, and it doesn't really. And I'll just actually hit the multiplayer, and I'll just off I go. Because I mean, back in the day when I used to play wrestling games, there was always something about just beating the crap out of your friends and family, and then you could take the win, and you'd be like, you'll just do a stupid taunt, then your friend gets up and poof, finish your move straight, and you realize, and it was never about the win; it was about the showmanship and actually bragging to your friends. So I feel that can transition well on online stream where we're all playing these characters, and so I feel like.
Holt, this is the cool thing. If you buy it. It comes with a cross-gen edition. Check that out. Cross-gen. You'll be able to play on PlayStation and Xbox. That's pretty cool.
So it's gonna be cross.
It's about time. It's about time we got these cross-play, haven't it? Really, these days, cross games.
No, I definitely agree. I think this game is. Listen, I'm just getting back into wrestling. I'm not even gonna hold you. This game will be bought in my household. I can promise you that. My significant other, my wife, my spouse, she loves wrestling, and I'm pretty sure it's because of Roman Reigns. So thank you, Roman.
My wife loves wrestling because of Roman Reigns.
I'm telling you, I don't see it because you know what's crazy? When I was 6'3", 270, I didn't look like that. All right, I didn't look like that. Y'all work out every day, and I didn't look like that. I was mad. I was a solid
you need to get them leather shorts. That's all the wrestlers are wearing.
Well, here's the thing, though, Rose. My wife was just saying to me on Monday, "Oh, look at Roman now. He used to talk trash." If you go back sometimes, Roman never wore his shirt off. He had a bigger stomach. He always wrestled in a vest. He never showed his stomach.
I seen him in the vest. I've seen that.
So now, a couple years ago, you'd have been able to laugh at him. I'm in better shape than Roman. But now, when he went
now
away,
look at him.
Well, I don't know if you know, but he had cancer. So he had cancer.
Oh,
and
what was that? 20. That was right when I started working for a mortgage company. I remember that because I knew this girl. She loved Roman, and she was like, she came in, she was crying. Yeah. And I was like, "Is everything all right?" And she was like, Roman has cancer. And I was like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, I didn't know if it was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew she had a couple of dogs. I couldn't remember her dog's name. I couldn't remember if that was her husband's name. I didn't know if it was her brother. So I was like, really like, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Rose, was you like, what department he work in?
No. It did, but then I was like, I was like, man, I'm sorry. I'm about to start trying to put like stuff together to get people to sign a card. And then she's like, yeah, I'm thinking about this. She's like, yeah, it was on wrestling last night. Roman Reigns came out. And I was like, huh, interesting.
I mean,
and then that's when she was like, yeah, he told me, he came out. He was like, my name's Joe. I'm just a regular. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. But you know what I love? I love the fact that a character can bring that much emotion out of somebody who they've never met. I think that's amazing.
What I love about it is that the wives like, oh my God, if I hear my husband once again talk about other grown men, I'm going to freaking snap. And then he walk across the screen and go, ooh, who's this Roman guy? Look at him with his top off. I'm going to sit down. Give me some enchiladas. I'm going to eat that as well.
Yeah, that is amazing. That is amazing. All right, guys, listen, we're coming up on 5:58. I've got to touch this subject before I get off. Guys, I know it's in Spanish. I'm learning. I like what it says. It says, question, what is your favorite Metal Gear Solid game? And I wanted to pose this to you guys. I wanted to pose it out there to the chat because another thing about Metal Gear I've seen lately, and I'm going to have to scroll down to find it, but apparently it's right here. The voice actor is teasing that we all need to be looking forward to something coming, like a possible Metal Gear Solid remake. So I wanted to know what your guys' favorite Metal Gear game was. And then real quick, before you guys answer that, I just want to show this because I got to get this little bit in. I thought this is the coolest thing ever. Yes, it's about Harry Potter. It's not this video. There's another video. Where's it at? Check this out. Yo, you can fly on the broom. I'm like, oh my God, they can fly on the broom. We're going to fly on the broom. This is like the coolest thing ever. And I'm sure it looks a lot better. All right, so real quick, let's get out of this. Got to ask you guys about the Metal Gear. Quickly touch on the Harry Potter. And Cowboy, you got it first.
So it's funny. I feel like you brought this up because me and Lion was having this heated debate about Metal Gear, and he's the biggest Metal Gear fan.
Thank you, Lion, for art. Thank you, Lion.
He said Metal Gear changed video games, and I'm like, bro, Ninja Gaiden got more impact of the video game than Metal Gear. And anyway,
I want you to know, if not for Metal Gear, there would be no Ninja Gaiden. But continue.
Okay. Anyway, and so this is he wasn't even giving credit to the original Metal Gear. I was like, bro, I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Exactly.
And yes, he was like, well, I was young then. I was like, well, be quiet then. I don't even want to talk to you anymore because I remember that Metal Gear.
Yeah, anyway, he remembers Metal Gear. That's it. Metal Gear 1,
right? Exactly. Like you remember Metal Gear on PlayStation. You skipping Metal Gear on Nintendo.
On Nintendo.
NES. Anyway, so no, you know what the thing is? I think that's cool. Me personally, I was trying to explain to him is Metal Gear was slow and methodical for me. But it was more of a gun game, even though he had CQC. But at the end of the day, it was more you shooting. And I'm more of a sword or punching guy. So for me, Metal Gear Rising was my Metal Gear. That is like they said, you know what? Yo, Cowboy, I got you. Just hold on real quick.
I've never played that game.
Oh, bro.
You want to know what's crazy? I got to say this. I've never played it, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to start a series back up. I need to get back to doing some more videos. I'm going to have some time to be able to do that. But I need to get back to doing a series, and that's going to be one of the games I'm playing on PC. Once I figure out how to record my screen and go from there, I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to take it in like 30-minute chunks. They will be pre-recorded, and I'll just try to put them out there live and watch it with you guys, as I'll have no clue what is going on. But it is because of Ideal that I actually ended up getting that game, because I was like, I never played it. And he said, yo, you got that game is amazing. I remember you saying that years ago. And I was like, man, that's the second person that said that to me. I live by this rule. I just need 2 people to agree with it. And guess what? I'm pretty much sold. And I got it for like $3.99 on Steam. And I was literally looking the other day like, you know what? I'm going to do this. But he says Metal Gear Revengeance. So what about you, Holtz?
Oh, no, it's definitely going to be Metal Gear Solid 3. I mean, I came off from Metal Gear 1 and 2. You know, I loved the whole Solid, Liquid and Solidus, but going back to like the Cold War of the original hero that the Les Enfants Treble was based on, having the actual definition of the boss, a big boss. He only got the title of big boss because he beat the boss. And just realizing that even back then, the turmoil of countries and a hero had no borders. And like I said, in the first 1 and 2, it dictated that Big Boss was really a nasty person. But playing back and realizing that he was actually a hero, and seeing all these young ocelots and young Olgas and stuff like that, it just changed my mind mindset. And the whole idea is like it played music that was like tied into like what we've seen of like James Bond at that time. So like, I love hearing Snake Eater. I live my life not for honor, but for you. And I just love the whole point that it had fatigue, that you had to eat constantly, keep hydrated and fed to actually progress the game.
And your food would spoil.
Yeah, and in the end,
that was the crazy thing. I was like, oh,
and even the comedy in it, like everyone was always putting shade to Big not Boss, and Naked Snake, should I say, and it was always that comedy. Snake's fatigue just went down. And I thought, oh my god, this game redefined it. I mean, it's very hard to pick one, but if I had to gun to the head, Metal Gear Solid 3.
I have to say this: Metal Gear Solid 3 on PS3, the final scene was probably the most beautifulest thing. It literally showcased the power of the PlayStation 3. I'd never seen something look so beautiful. That field with the white flowers.
Yeah, the white flowers.
Like you were almost drawn in by that and the visual so much that you were okay with.
I mean, who knew? Who knew? Two people. You had your mentor who created CQC, and you had Naked Snake, and who knew that just constantly grappling and sort of going for that sort of who could do that this crippling blow, and all these flower petals were flowing round and slam, and what are you doing? And in the end, it was just this epic scene between two powerhouses in this beautiful field of like these silver white flowers. That was gorgeous.
It was so beautiful, man. And if I remember correctly, she was in all white, right? Or she was like in a grayish white, Big Boss. And I was just like, oh my God, this is... Now, guys, here's where we're going to end it, as we are coming up on time. I'm going to tell you my favorite, but before I tell you my favorite, I'm going to leave y'all with a teaser. Next time we talk Metal Gear, I want to talk about your favorite scene and or scenes from Metal Gear. We're going to do this next Wednesday, and maybe we'll start out with this. We'll start out exactly right here. So, my favorite Metal Gear to this day, okay? Metal Gear Solid 4. The whole thing with Johnny, the whole thing with the marriage, Snake crawling through the incinerator. In fact, I said I was doing another series. I'm doing 2 actually. So to let you guys know, this Monday we are taking a break from Fight Nights. We only have 2 more episodes, 1 to 2 more episodes of Fight Nights, depending on if people want to get a Filthy Grudge match after the following one. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to transition over into doing Ninja Gaiden. So you'll see me playing Ninja Gaiden next week. And then I'm going to transition between Ninja Gaiden, Metal Gear Revengeance, as well as Metal Gear Solid 4, because I love that game so much. And I want to see what I remember from that game.
You mentioned Johnny, and he became such a lovable character because at first he was like this idiot, wasn't he? With indigestion.
Like, who is this dude? Like, die! You're gonna get us killed.
He was like, oh, sorry, Metal, got indigestion problems, and he used to always run off screen. Like, who the hell's that? Wazak?
Yeah.
And then you came to love him. It was amazing.
Yes. Mr. Urban says, ¿Cuál es tu juego? What is your game? Metal Gear Solid 4 would be mine. So listen, guys, I got to say this real quick about Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm going to tell you what did it for me. I want to say it's when you're fighting, is it Phantom Menace or the Phantom one, the 4th one. I think it's the Phantom. And they do the cutscene where she like literally empties the clip and he slides it up there for her. And they're literally, I'm about to cry right now. I can't believe I'm getting this emotional over it. And then it's like, yo, will you marry me? And I'm like, oh my God, you're doing this to me right now. Don't do this to me.
Well,
yo, that game was great, yo.
When in Metal Gear Solid 4, when it was like, and I can read your memory card. Ooh. And it was like,
oh yeah. So that was really cool. That was the really cool thing because what is it? Psycho Mantis. I'm pretty sure it was Psycho Mantis.
We have to
I tried to do that.
Player 1 to player 2, and we all tried it with our like PlayStation 3, and it was like, don't worry, I can read your hard disk drive now. And you're like, what?
And you're like, are you serious? Like, really? I remember seeing that and going, great, this isn't gonna work. That was the only thing. That was the only thing I could think of. But I go ahead, brother.
Before we close the show, Metal Gear Solid 2 always gets me. The scene when everything gets corrupted near the end and the Colonel rings up like a skeleton voice, a skeleton face, and he goes, Jack, turn your PlayStation off. You've played it too long. Don't worry, I'll say for you. And I actually stood up and resetted me PlayStation, and I just looked and went.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that. I'll never forget when that happened. When that happened to me, and this was 2002.
Yeah,
so cell phones were kind of just starting to be a thing, but not really. Yo, that happened. I literally stood up. I almost hit the power button, and something was like, call your friend. Shout out to my boy Brandon. Thank you for the help. I called him almost 15 times before he answered. And when he answered, I was like, dude, my PlayStation just told me to turn it off. He cursed me out. Bro, you woke me up. And then from there, he was like, dude, you'll be an idiot if you turn off your PlayStation just because the game is telling you. He's like, you didn't get an error message. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think.
I fell for it. No, hook, line, and sinker.
Man, it got you. Now, listen, I want to end the show on one of my favorite scenes. Not my favorite scene, but what I think I like to say is one of the greatest scenes in Metal Gear. It comes from Metal Gear Solid 2. When Revolver Ocelot reveals himself and he's stealing the Metal Gear, and he screams, Shalahaskas, otherwise known as Revolver Ocelot. I was like, yo, to this day, that is one of my favorite scenes in any video game. I was like, yo, this dude is all that in a bag of chips. Who is this dude? Oh my God, I gotta figure this out. Oh, snap, he's stealing that big behind machine. Oh, I guess that's what a Metal Gear is. Yeah, so just want to say that.
One of my favorite scenes, like let's see,
you guys understand Metal Gear.
It's one of these
okay, hold on, Cowboy, real quick, 30 seconds. What's your gripe with Metal Gear, bruh?
Nah, just everything Holt said.
It doesn't matter what your gripe is with Metal Gear. Holt, you got the floor, brother.
I mean, one of my things was always because it was always like this sort of certain scenes had like pervy mentality, and it was took out of context. So in like Metal Gear Solid 3. Naked Snake was actually getting a massage on his, I think it was on his hand or something. But then these guards went up to the tent, and because the camera angle and the light, it's shown like it was like something dirty. And instead of killing them, they just walk back and like, oh, we'll get him in a minute.
Yeah. They had some good banter in that. Let's see. My favorite gaming scene was when Raiden turned into Black Raiden.
Black Raiden?
Was that
Trust me, he's just messing with y'all.
I was about to say, yeah, I think he got me. Geek is in the building. What is going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Primo was in the building. Hand orange covering eyes. Cool. I don't get it, but I get it. Oh, because of the Metal Gear story. I get it. I'm sorry. I think I'm a little slow. All right, guys. So listen, we're about to end the show. Before we do, Holt, final words.
Life is a game. Let's play.
Vida es un partido. Vamos jugar. Okay, Cowboy, tell us what you got going on for your show. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me do this the right way, because I be trying to do this. Oh, wait, that's so much easier. Hold on, let's see. Cowboy, tell us what you got going on.
All right, guys.
You guys was talking about wrestling, and guys, you talked about the wrestling game. Well, the greatest show on earth is starting tomorrow, because the all-purpose champ WWE 2K23 Wrestling League starts tomorrow, and make sure you be there. I want everybody who's interested to just show up to the stream, and when you tell me your game on, I'm going to throw you a link to jump on in. Unfortunately, it's only PlayStation, but of course the next game will be, well, they said it's going to be cross-play. So guys, just listen up and hear the sound of my voice, that tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, it's going down, and it's going to be epic, because I am going to find the best, the greatest competitors. To be honest with you, you're going to have a lot of fun, but it's going to be cool. Someone will be crowned the Intercontinental Champion. Someone will be crowned the USA Champion, and 2 people will be crowned the WWE World Champion and the WWE Universal Champion. Guys, it's gonna be epic. Make sure you come, because it's gonna be, ooh, yeah, epic. And then today, I will be doing an open mic session. So I have nothing planned but an open mic, and anyone is welcome to join, and anything can be on the table. Anything could be the topic. So I'm gonna be quiet right now because I'm supposed to be streaming and I'm taking too long. And but Rose, you know, you asked me, so you know, yeah.
All right, Cowboy, we ain't mad at you.
I mean, do you know what, Rose? I love the way he doesn't just break the fourth wall; he breaks his virtual reality wall. He's that charismatic. He just breaks virtual reality wall.
Well, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. So no Tekken. Got it. What you talk about? What you talk about, Willis? Tekken? Oh, is he going to do a Tekken League? That would be cool if you did a Tekken League, Cowboy. But let me ask you this, Cowboy. What time you starting the wrestling league tomorrow? What time is that starting?
Yeah, 5:30.
Oh, so you're starting at 5:30. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh, Primo said that was a lot. All right, guys. Check it out. I want to thank you guys for coming. Make sure you do like, comment, share, and subscribe. I had a blast. Hope you guys had a blast. Hope you guys got to your destination safely. You know what I like to say before we go. Holtz. I forgot what I was about to say. I like lost it. Like right
you're gonna
there,
say,
man.
Once again, life is a game. Let's play.
Okay, Holtz. That's what it was. Holtz, you tell me, what is it that I love to say?
Life is a game. Let's play. And then I'll say some fancy Spanish that only Rose knows.
Y solo Rose lo sabe. Cowboy, take us out, Cowboy.
Life is the game.
Vida es un partido.
Make sure you play.
Vamos jugar. With that, love and peace, everybody. I'll see you guys back here on Monday.
Hey, what's going on, guys? That was so much fun. We had a blast. We got to get through it. We got to play some video games. We got to have some good conversation. There was a bunch of energy. It was awesome. Yo, I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. I'm very humbled because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend this time with me. So I'm very, very grateful. If you want to see more content like this, it's very simple. All you got to do is like, comment, and please subscribe. If you want to go ahead and you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's simple as well. All you have to do is check the description. The link is in the description. Any and all tips are appreciated. Until I see you on the next time, God bless you and you have a wonderful day. Peace.